name is David Jonker. I'm from Houston, Texas. I transferred in from Houston Community College. Came in a little bit behind, but right now I'm a sophomore. I've known about Southwestern for a long time. Both my sisters went here, and the media program has just grown so much in the last really recent years, and it just kind of was a confirmation that, okay, this is where I'm supposed to go. Everything's working out just perfectly.
While his parents still serve as pastors of Grace Assembly in Houston, Texas, David recalls a specific childhood memory in the pews.
The most embarrassing moment that I can think of from being a pastor's kid is your dad does call you out from the pulpit a few times. There was one time where me and my friend were just standing in the back, and I don't know what we were doing. I mean, we weren't even horsing around or anything, but he just in the middle of a sermon just stopped and said, if those two boys back there can find a seat and sit down. He didn't spank me at home there that day. I mean, we weren't even doing anything bad. He just noticed it from the pulpit, I guess, and said something about it.
Years down the road, when David became a teenager, he would have the opportunity to serve in his youth group.
It was a really small church, but we were just starting out to grow in the youth ministry and get a worship team. And so we ran out and bought some lights, and that was the first thing really. Like, I started running lights, and I was doing sound and doing the graphics. Even after I was too old to be in there, I still went back as a leader and was still in there doing the media.
It wasn't long after starting school at Southwestern that David was blessed with a job working for media services.
I do lights for the chapel. For the plays and productions that we do here, I've been doing lighting for all of that. My favorite software that I use on the computer for lighting is Whole Hog PC. It's really the only software I've ever used for lighting, and it's one of the best. There's been lots of students here that have asked me, how did you get with media services right away? You're a new student. And it's not often that a new student comes to SAGU and right away gets this job. It's usually reserved for someone who's been here for at least a year or so.
David was able to get the job because he had already had experience working with the software at a South Texas youth camp.
I was helping lead that camp, and so over the weekend I went and just played around with the software and learned it in a few hours and was working it, and I did worship for the camp the next day. The people who are above me, who are leading me, noticed it, and Marty Burrows, the DOID, even said, hey, when you get to SAGU, talk to John Cookman. He'll hook you up with the job, tell him you know how to use Whole Hog now. One band I wish I could go on tour with or could go even visit is Hillsong United. I'd love just to go to Australia and just be at that church and do something there, go on tour with Hillsong maybe worldwide. That'd be amazing. I'll be graduating in fall of 2014. After that, really not sure what I'm gonna be able to do, what doors are gonna open, but I'm sure I'll find something. I'm really flexible in what I can do, and I know this is such a broad degree program that I can either go to a church and work there or find a job at a big corporation, work in media services for them.
People in the church have a hard time understanding the importance of sound and lighting. David shares his heart on why he thinks media is so crucial.
When you look at MTV and you look at all these other secular groups, they have all this media equipment and they're attracting all these people. And if you're gonna compete and try to gain the same attention as MTV, VH1, any of those kind of companies, you gotta go and get the same kind of stuff they are, the same kind of stuff that's attracting everybody else. You can't stay behind in technology and expect everyone still to come to you. When you're trying to make your church grow and get more people to come, you gotta have something that's attractive to them, to their eyes and to their ears right away. You see how important lighting is?